Okay, let's open a second in last week's parasha. It's a topic that doesn't come up too much too often. But in real life it does. Good morning.
Rabbi Prof.
When the brothers made it the first stop, when they went back, one of them opened his bag, found his money. They're coming home, and they realized that all the money was placed. So look a second first in the page 236. ויפתח האחד את שקו לתת לספול לחמורו במרון, וירא את כספו והנהו בפי אמתחתו, ויאמר אל אחיו הושב כספי וגם הנה באמתחתי, ויצא לבמקדש very frightened when one found, yes. As they are coming home, look a second and 238, פרק מ"ב, פסוק ל"ה, פרק מ"ב, פסוק ל"ה, page 238, ויהי הם מריקים שקיהם, as they emptied out the bags of flour, והנה איש צרור כספו בשקו. Everyone realized that somehow the money that they paid was placed in the sack. ויראו את צרורות כספיהם המה ואביהם ויראו. They smell a plot because one has it, maybe it's a mistake. Okay? Anyway, Yaakov in the beginning is refusing to send Binyamin, but there's no choice, and Yehuda is taking the personal responsibility. Go to page 240, Perek Mem Gimel, Pasuk Yud Bet. Perek Mem.
Was there a risk to Yosef took a risk towards his father? Like by doing this?
Which type of a risk?
Well, what if he really did get sick? What if he really did something happen to his father as a...
He definitely took a risk. I mean, he's asking it. Shalom Avichem Azaken. How is he doing?
He knows he's not.
As far if you take the way the Ramban looks at it, the Ramban is convinced that Yaakov looks at it as a fulfillment of the dream, which is a prophecy. So he knows for a fact that his father is going to come down to Mitzrayim, because this was the dream. Hashem Vayaveh. Look at 7 Pasuk Yud Bet. It's Perek Mem Gimel Pasuk Yud Bet. When Yaakov is suggesting go down, take Binyamin, bring some selected type of goodies, the kesef mishneh kechu beyedchem. Take extra money because maybe the prices went up. That hakesef hamushav befi amtechotechem, and the original money that was returned to you when you came back, tashivu beyedchem, give it back. Ulai mishgeu, maybe it's a mistake. So look at the Rashi a second. Rashi Pasuk Yud Bet. The Kesef Mishneh, Pi Shnayim Karishon. Take a double amount. K'chu b'yedchem lishbor ha'ochel shema ukar hashar. Maybe the price went up. And take the original money. Ulai mishgeu shema hamemune al habayit shachacho shogeg. Maybe the fellow in charge of, taking the money, maybe he forgot. So in halachic language, this is a ta'ud going, and Yaakov says you have to give it back. Yaakov says you have to give it back. Look a second at the Rambam in front of you, the Rambam in Sefer Nezikin, Ilchot Gezela V'Aveidah, Perek Yud. Ilchot Gezela V'Aveidah, Perek Yud. Sefer Nezikin, Gezela V'Aveidah, Perek Yud. It's interesting that the Rambam in Sefer Nezikin is dividing Chod Geneva and yet Chod Gezela V'Aveidah. Perek Yudalef, Perek 11. Which one is clear for you? This is the Perek Yudalef. Let's just read from the beginning of the Perek to see the content of the Perek. Asheva Veidali Israel, returning a lost article, מצוות עשה, שנאמר, השב תשיבם לאחיך, אחיך, והרואה עבודת ישראל ולהתעלם ממנה. If you find the lost article, ולהתעלם and you make believe you didn't see it, והניחה, and you left it, עובר בלא תעשה, מפורש אליו מפורש, שנאמר, לא תראה את שור אחיך, והתעלמת מהם. Don't look at a lost ox and you turn your head away. וביטל מצוות עשה. So a person who finds a lost item and he's not picking it and looking for the owner, עשה לא תעשה. לקח את האבדה ולא ישיבה. He picked it up. If he's not looking for the owner, he keeps it. ביטל מצוות עשה, returning it. The לא תעשה was not over because he picked it up. ועבר על שני לווים. Now he has two לווים. One is לא תוכל להתעלם ועל לא תגזול. Now you're keeping money that doesn't belong to you and you're not returning it. Says Rambam, אפילו היה בעל האבדה רשע. Not keeping מצוות, ואוכל נבלות לתיאבון. And is eating non-kosher because it's tasty, not להכעיס. וכיוצא בו, similar situations, מצווה להשיב אבדתו. Says return it to a Jew, he's still a Jew regardless on his level of observance. אבל אוכל נבלה להכעיס. The person is eating non-kosher, להכעיס means the kosher is cheaper, tastier, but he's only. I mean, unfortunately, there are people like that. הרי הוא מין. והמינים מישראל, those who are labeled, this title מין, והאפיקורסים, ועובדי עבודה זרה, ומחללי שבת בפרהסיה, again להכעיס, אסור להחזיר להם אבדה כגוי. אסור להחזיר להם אבדה כגוי. So again, if he's a regular Jew, not observant, he's a regular Jew. If he is leachis, he is labeled with the min, apikoros, yes, mechalel Shabbat. Don't asur leachzir. What did I add?
Mechalel Shabbat, he doesn't say leachis.
This is called. This is the point of the Beparesia.
It's under the same category.
Beparesia means when I grew up, Israelis non-religious, they would never smoke in a religious neighborhood. You smoke on Shabbat, I mean, you have respect, you realize this. The paresia is a statement. Yeah? If he's driving in Las Vegas, can you never have on Shabbat? The person drives you on Shabbat, he knows that everyone in the neighborhood. You see that the neighbors.
No, he's going to work.
Halacha Gimel. So remember, this was a Jew that leachis does a certain averot. Avedat hagoy muteret. Avedat hagoy sheneemar avedat achicha. והמחזירה, the Rambam says, הרי זה עובר עבירה, this is the Gemara. מפני שהוא מחזיק ידי רשעי עולם. מה זה? הוא מחזיק ידי רשעי עולם. If the goy is over avodah zara and you are giving back his money, more or less, you see in a minute. ואם החזירה לקדש את השם כדי שיפארו את ישראל, if you give it back and you tell them I'm doing it because I'm a Jew, yes, וידעו שהם בעלי אמונה, they are honest people, הרי זה משובח. In a minute, I'll read you the language of the Aruch HaShulchan, which is 150 years ago. It says today, every Aveda, everything you do, all this doesn't apply today. This is Hareze Meshubach. So this is again, I'm giving it, I'm in China and no one knows that I'm Jewish, but I'm giving the wallet back and I'm saying I'm giving it to you because I'm a Jew. It wouldn't be a Chilul Hashem if I pick it because he doesn't know that I'm Jewish. But he says, ובמקום שיש חילול השם, if it's obvious, yes, אבידתו אסורה, it's asur to keep it, and you must. So you realize, regularly you are not obligated. If you are doing it in order to create a Kiddush Hashem by notifying him, הרי זה משובח. But if by not returning it, yes, you create a Chilul Hashem, אבידתו אסורה, it's asur to keep the אבידה of a non-Jew. וחייב להחזירה.
I had a case a few years ago. You remember somebody bought an old desk from
Right,
Roy,
right.
and in the desk was a fortune of
Right,
money.
right,
And
close-
he gave
close
it
to
back as a
100,000,
Jew.
yeah.
Gave it back as a Jew, and everybody was a big Kiddush Hashem.
all over the country. But see, this is the category two.
Yeah.
Now he continues, ובכל מקום מכניסים כליהם מפני הגנבים. You have an Italian neighbor or someone in the block who is Italian, and he forgot an item that you know if you leave it overnight, it's going to disappear. You, as a Jew, is obligated to take it and put it back in his yard. בכל מקום מכניסים כליהם מפני הגנבים, ככלי ישראל, as you're obligated to do to a Jewish property. Part of ואהבת לרעך כמוך is to protect the property of a Jew. Here it's מפני דרכי שלום. Fine. So remember, up till here we spoke about Aveda, yes? Now, remember, we started by the children of Yaakov, right? Are told by Yaakov, return the money. Ulai, it's a mistake. I mean, they smell that this might be a plot, but maybe it's not. Ulai, mishgeu. Ta'ut hagoy, the goy made a mistake. Ke'avedato. We Jews will treat a mistake that he make on his own, not that I tricked him. הוא מותרת. והוא שטעה מעצמו. אבל להטעותו אסור. To knowingly and willingly trick him, אסור. In the minute we see it's אסור מן התורה. If he made a mistake on his own, and you have nothing to do with it. Now the Rambam understands that this is a very כיצד, הלכה ה' כיצד, כגון שעשה הגוי חשבון וטעה. He is counting, he is paying you back. צריך שיאמר לו, the Jew has to tell him, צריך שיאמר לו ישראל, ראה, שעל חשבונך אני סומך. I'm counting on you. ואיני יודע אלא מה שאתה אומר. אלא מה שאתה אומר אני נותן. As we said yesterday, someone that I think I know has to mute himself because the
Yeah, I know, I'm still in the middle of class.
Mal, mute, Mal.
What is Rambam trying to tell us here?
He's telling you the halacha.
Here's an example of
Here, look a second at the example. Again,
Let's see the example.
כיצד, כגון שעשה גוי חשבון וטעה, he calculates how many items did you buy, or is he paying you back, and the Jew noticed he's making a mistake. צריך שיאמר לו ישראל ראה, I'm counting on you. ואיני עוד,
Non-informing. It's just
I'm
one.
not,
I'm paying for 10 items and he gives me 12.
ואיני יודע אלא מה שאתה אומר. Whatever you say, I'm giving. כגון זה מותר, you're not obligated to notify if you made a mistake. אבל אם לא אמר לו כן, listen carefully what the Rambam is saying. He made a mistake on his own. If I'm not telling him I'm counting on you, it's asur to keep it.
Oh,
Only
yes.
if you tell him openly.
Made it harder.
I'm counting on you whenever you tell me. How many items, how much money are you giving me?
Otherwise, the guy's thinking you're also checking too.
Yeah.
This is exactly what the Rambam is saying. אבל אם לא אמר לו כן, אסור. שמא יתכוון הגוי לבודקו. Maybe he's checking you.
Yeah.
שמא יתכוון הגוי לבודקו, ונמצא שם שמיים מתחלל. נמצא שם שמיים מתחלל.
It's through Hashem. It
Right.
turns out to be through
So
Hashem.
now, this is the Rambam here. In a minute you will see the Shulchan Aruch. But first, so remember, this is the Rambam in Chod Gezela
A
v'Aveidah.
quick example. I go to the store, I give the guy $10. Bill, he gives me change for 20.
Well, this is exactly what he's talking about. Tell him
The point
listen.
is, I'm telling him I'm counting on you, give me the right change. At the same time, it's obvious.
He's talking a much bigger money. If it's 10 and
Once you know he made a mistake.
I have news for you, Sister. 10 and 20, you know what? He's talking about 10,000 and 20,000.
Yeah, okay.
He's talking about big money when you really have to count. Yes.
The
Look,
guy has to pay you $600. He gives you six $100 bills. You say, "I'm counting on you." Now you check. There was 7.
so this is exactly what the Rambam
If
is
you
saying.
didn't say, "I'm counting on you,"
Give
then
it
he's
back.
counting on you to count it. And you have to-
The Rambam says that you have to give it back to him. אסור לך להחזיק
Sometimes
את
I
זה.
give you money, say, do me a favor, check it. I tell him, check this. I want to make sure that I did right by them. You know,
Yeah, but this has to do with relations and all that. But
Yeah.
if something is totally possible, something the bank put the money in your account, and there's no chance of Chilu Hashem or
If you
know,
take it the
there's-
way it's written, it's mutar.
it's
you
mutar.
take it.
But then you, of course, you get
I'm
rid
going-
of
Oh,
one that
he
says,
didn't tell the bank, "I'm counting on you."
I'm going to.
yeah, but there's no chance of Chilu Hashem.
Sam,
They do, that's not the point. The
Yeah,
point
yeah,
is,
yeah.
you have some here that says, but I never saw anybody ever gain
In a
from
minute,
something
we're
like
going
that.
to see it inside.
That's-
I asked her many years ago. I went to the bank with one of my kids. I went to the ATM and took, I think, $500. The receipt came out as if they took out zero. Don't ask me how it happened. So I told my son, I said, look, $500
So
came
you
out.
subtract it from your account?
No, it didn't. He said, Dad, we're gonna keep the money. I said, no, I'm going to the lady. I'm gonna tell her. I got this. Took out $500. Here's the money. It says zero. She looked at me like I'm crazy. I said, look, I'm going to the doctor's too, and I don't take money that doesn't belong to me. I'm
If they
coming back to you.
subtracted 5,000 instead of 500, you would have gone, right?
You win both cases. That's what she do.
She
Yeah,
made an
yeah.
adjustment. She made an
Shlomi
adjustment.
and Moshe are partners. The guy comes to the store, he pays
You look,
$600.
Sam, listen. Sam, I'm reading your Aruch HaShulchan before
Yeah.
you like, before we look there. This is written in Russia about 104 years ago.
Case.
says ובזמן, לא, כותב אחד,
Oh,
after he discusses the topic, ובזמן הזה בכל מדינות האלו אסור מן התורה,
Pretty strong.
שום הטעה, don't mislead him, don't trick him בהערמה, ואין שום חילוק בין ישראל לאינו ישראל. I mean,
That's active tricking.
no, no,
That's not Abidah.
in a
oh,
minute,
yeah,
in
not
a
mistake.
minute you'll see, first open Rambam now,
So, Rabbi, you
פרק א', לא יפתור את השולחן ערוך, we're running out of time. Second, look second,
The same.
הלכות גזלה והעבודה, פרק א',
know-
it's the same topic, Sam, just פרק א', we just looked at פרק י"א, please look at פרק י"א.
So it doesn't apply to Yaakov and Yosef yet, right?
ואסור,
Where are you going now?
I'm going הלכות גזלה והעבודה, which is the same topic, in הלכה ב',
In what parak?
פרק א', הלכה ב'.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
So what did you get here that you press the person?
You press the person and then it gives a choice of
Ah,
all
okay,
things.
okay. So look a second, אסור לגזול כלשהו דין תורה. Any amount, כלשהו means even a penny, yeah? Right? אפילו בודה. אפילו גוי עובד עבודה זרה, אסור לגוזלו או לעושקו. You read the Rambam, and this is the way you see the Shulchan Aruch, it's אסור מן התורה to actively steal. ואם גזלו או עשקו, if you did take, לעשוק means you withheld money that you have to give. He's a worker, you're not paid, you forgot. You have to give it back. Keeping money by you, money that you have to give him for a job that he did, or alone is obvious. Chayav להחזיר. This is Shulchan Aruch, this is Rambam. Now here is the Shulchan Aruch. Eli, please look with me. You look, open Siman Shin Memchet. This is what Eli mentioned in the very famous Ba'er HaGolah. Siman Shin Memchet. This is Choshev Mishpat. Choshev Mishpat, Shin Memchet is 348. 348. You see, look at the Shulchan Aruch. So look at the Shulchan Aruch. You see, very often, almost to me, the Shulchan Aruch prefers, if he can, to copy the Rambam. אסור לגנוב אפילו כלשהו דין תורה. Okay, then he says, but the Rambam says later, ואסור לגנוב אפילו דרך שחוק, אפילו על מנת להחזיר, something you play a game, you hide, fine. ואפילו כדי לשלם תשלומי כפל.
If you're paying double.
You want to be the rabbi, you have a neighbor who really needs money, he refuses to take money. You steal his wallet, it's not. Double.
Oh, so it's not tzedakah.
Rabbi, you cannot be a rabbi, basically what he's saying. In Judaism, the question is really. Yeah. או כדי לצערו הכל אסור פן. But you see, the לשון המחבר is כדי שלא ירגיל עצמו בכך. משמע שזה רק אסור מדרבנן. אתה מבין? But if you get used to steal too much. I had a friend, years ago, his father had a butcher, big butcher shop in Avenue J. And he saw that one of the workers, sometimes when he puts meat on the scale, presses the scale.
For him. Thumb on the scale.
So he says to the guy, but the money goes into my register. He says, I'm just practicing because I hope I'm in my own store. He doesn't want to forget.
Wow.
Don't ever do it to anyone. This was a big story. Now look at this. Then he said, כל הגונב אפילו שווה פרוטה, עובר עליו ולא תגנוב. לא תגנוב עם קדושים, yes? לא תגנוב is in עשרת הדיברות, means to kidnap. וחייב לשלם, אחד הגונב ממון ישראל, או הגונב ממון של גויים. See, in the Shulchan Aruch it's stronger. And this is echad. I mean, as I told you, this is the way the commentators learn that the issue of gneva from the goy is okay. Then comes the problem.
So in other words, if the United States government is a guy and you cheat on your taxes,
It's too complicated. Not now.
Sammy says it's too complicated for 5 minutes class now. In a minute, listen further. Says the Rama, and this Rama is really written 450 years ago, and this Rama is causing us a lot of problems. Ta'ud goy, כגון להטעות בחשבון, this is not the way we learn, או להפקיע הלוואתו, מותר ובלבד שלא יוודע לו, as long as you never find out, מותר, זה כך חילול השם, wait, ויש אומרים, and this is the Rambam, אסור להטעותו, if you are knowingly, willingly, misleading him, make him אסור, אלא אם טעה מעצמו, שאל, this is the Rama here, okay? Now, if you look a second, okay, since we might run out of time, so Eli, let's go to good. So look at the Ba'er HaGolah here. Look at Ba'er HaGolah, hey, you see, Eli, you find it? Yeah, the Ba'er HaGolah is on the side, but you have to find the hey, what hey? Eli, it's always on the
I have to write.
Oh, you have your.
I have it here, but I have to find it.
Look a second, the Ba'er HaGolah, hey. Tell me, you have it there? It's over.
וכן כתב הרמב"ם.
It's too tiny.
Wow,
Okay, so just listen to my
it's a
reading.
fine print.
Sammy, I have it. Sammy has a better print. I saw you. A better print.
How does it start? וכן כתב
Yes,
הרמב"ם.
yes. You have it said there?
Is it,
That's in Vav, though. That's Vav.
Please remember who writes it. The man that writes it suffered personally from Cossacks many times. His entire town was ransacked and his daughter was murdered. This is what he writes. No. It's important. It's a good background to hear.
What year?
וכן כתב בערך, וכן כתב הרמב"ם בפרק י"א בהלכות גזירה, הוא ירד של י"א, שעבודתו מותרת. And he gives the example, skip 2 lines. ועיין לאל, אין לנו זמן, עד הוא גם בפילר, ועיין לאל, ריש סימן ריש סמ"ו, this is הלכות השבת אבדה. שאם החזירה אבידה לעקום, לקדש את השם, כדי שיפארו את ישראל וידעו שהם בעלי אמונה, הרי זה משובח. We read it in the Rambam, correct? So remember, now he's taking what the Rambam says in Ilchot Aveda, and he's bringing it now to Ilchot Gezela. You realize what he's doing, yes? Yeah. And the Shulchan Aruch copies the Rambam of Aveda over there. This is what he said. וכן הדין בהחזרת טעות שטעה עקום. This is his חידוש. The same rules we said by Aveda, the Rambam says, the same is בטעות. Yes? Yeah. ואני, תשמע מה שהאיש הזה כותב. ואני כותב זאת לדורות. He says, I'm writing it as a historical statement. שראיתי רבים, I saw many people, גדלו והעשירו, they made big money, מן טעות שהטעו עקום. ולא הצליחו, they didn't succeed to keep the money. וירדו נכסיהם לטמיון, and the money went to the tooth. ולא הניחו אחריהם ברכה מיני, and none of the money was left to the children. כמו שכתב בספר חסידים, רבים אשר קידשו השם והחזירו טעות העקום בדבר חשוב. See, this is the key.
דבר חשוב?
I don't know, he's saying this statement is big money when the guy is excited. דבר חשוב, גדלו והשירו והצליחו והניחו יתרם לעולמם. I mean, from time to time, religious papers.
So דבר חשוב means it's very difficult for him to return it. Because it was,
דבר חשוב is money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
$1
I make a $10,000 mistake. Boy, the bank makes a $10,000 mistake. It's hard to return. When you know 100% they're not going to find.
My takeaway from this is that if a boy makes a mistake, it's like he lost an item.
This is exactly what he said.
You're obligated to return it.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah, he lost it. He left it someplace. Obviously, he didn't know what he was doing, but he left it. Wow, interesting.
The only out you have is if the boy's going to use it and thank his God.
Now, this is a separate Gemara, but this
Yeah.
is
Wow.
אין זמן, maybe tomorrow, I'll just read the Aruch HaShulchan again.